Damn, I feel like I lost a whole generation. And from an educated perspective, what's the difference between mass incarceration and what they did to the natives? Either way, it's the loss of a whole population. Riot squad serving justice, man, you know that's a contradiction. When I see black mass closing, I call them assassins. Remember, FBI death squads are always watching. And whole families cringe from a war they never wanted and can never win. How many U.S. bullets created traumatized orphans? And who's to say any of our children won't fall victim? How long ago was it police delivered you to a moonlit lynching? Nowhere to go and you just can't do right. You turn away from your mother at court so she won't see tears in her grown son's eyes. Sometimes I just yell at the sky, beat the grate in my cell till my blood runs dry. It's like a cruel joke and only the elite are laughing. While you know a secret government is always listening. Where's the justice we were promised in the Constitution? While I was on my way home, I was brutally beaten. Add insult to injury as the cuffs got twisted. Blood fills my mouth as my face was kicked. Call it stubborn or honest, but I never signed that confession. They said they were looking for a suspect fitting my description. So now my girl's alone and sobbing. Rent's due, and at court the kids were taken. Ask yourself, will I be a better man when I get out of prison? Alone, full of resentments and better physical condition? Too proud to be labeled a victim of star-spangled fascism? Reading books in my cell and thinking, it's time we start this revolution.
Take me from the sun, I believe in that. Don't speak, never leak to the police. Live by that. Living life capsized with the spotlights burning my eyes. Always watching my back. Yo, I never met my Uncle Stephen Weep for the fact that the SJPD murdered in the cold blood. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Rest in peace to all of those who died by the unjust brutality inflicted by the funds. Your disgust is my skeleton, more vicious resentment. Knowing that these minions of the system had advantages of damaging the lives of the innocent. And they wonder why we sparking and kicking off a riot. Cause the silence in the fight, perfecting the anarchistic method to a science. Silence, not the violence, psychologically damaged. Watch you go and kill in silence.
It's all about the money and the government is hustling.
They're making money off of war misfortune.
They really need to stop changing the pages
Of the books that were wrote to keep us a free nation.
It's all about the money and the government is hustling.
They're making money off of war misfortune.
They really need to stop changing the pages
Of the books that were wrote to keep us a free nation.
50's trying to get me and hurt me because they hate me. Seems like there's been a lot of police brutality lately. They hold a grudge with no love. I was too quick to be caught till they came to where I work and straight blew up the spot. I lost my job, oh my god, and they thought it was funny. They said that's your teacher's stupid fucking ass about running. Police are shady and it's crazy. People think it's a myth. How many murders a year do you think they get away with? I'm sick and tired of this. This ain't no way to be living. Police are the biggest gang in the nation. If you ask my opinion, you gotta tell me what happened to protect the children and women. Peace officer, yeah, maybe 1 in a million. It's anger I'm feeling. Those are my homies on the streets. The police are killing. Try to refrain from making enemies with badges, but that's hard to do when you're a sideways savage. It's all about the money and the government is hustling.
They're making money off of war misfortune.
They really need to stop changing the pages
Of the books that were wrote to keep us a free nation.
It's all about the money and the government is hustling.
They're making money off of war misfortune.
They really need to stop changing the pages
Of the books that were wrote to
I've
keep
seen
us a
wasted
free
lives. Here and there I've instigated crimes. I've anticipated the good times, and instead been greeted with the most in-depth hatred of the human mind. From the olden times to the new, ain't nothing changes. They just found a better way to rearrange it, and that's the hatred that cowers behind the powers of their protected racist view. And to be perfectly honest, there's no one to drop it on but me and you, and that seems to be the brutal truth. Because we're letting them get away with it by forming our gangs and shit. Instead they're getting up in their faces with the things that don't keep them sitting up on. They still with the world's crew, so we have to live it up on the dangerous side. Try to maintain and survive and do our best to never be looking like a fool. And the main rule is to break the fuck away from the herd. Stick to what you're doing and don't be influenced by the man in power's backward ass words. Just elevate and and celebrate. Allow yourself to levitate right off the earth.
It's all about the money and the government is hustling.
They're making money off of all misfortune.
They really need to stop changing the pages
Of the books that promote to keep us a free nation.
It's all about the money and the government is hustling.
They're making money off of all misfortune.
They really need to stop changing the pages
Of the books that promote to keep us a free nation.
And I was thinking, one last thing. What's the difference between cops these days and Romans being tied to a rubber pad and a needle the size of a pencil being put in your arm while you're being tried by a jury of their peers, meaning the elite, or a bunch of Romans tying you to a cross, sticking a spear in your ribs? I think the only difference is modern police's uniform is just a little bit more sinister. Like they said in The Departed, they look like they're about to invade Poland.